Hi Lenny, great to see you. I'm really excited to be working with you and going through some of those issues that you identified in our phone call last week.
That's great, because I really need to address what has been stopping me from taking my tennis to the next level in my career.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. We did discuss a few things last week, so let's just recap the things that you think that are affecting your game.
Yeah. So, like I said last week, when the pressure's really on, I think physically I'm able to get through it, but it's the mental side. Everything that I had in my head just kind of vanishes, and then I start worrying about stuffing it up, choking, and the game goes to pieces.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so physically you think you're capable, but mentally you feel like that you're unable to get past that pressure point. You sort of lose some of your focus and concentration.
Yeah.
Would that be?
Yeah. So as soon as the mind goes, the body follows as well.
Yeah. Okay, so you've identified a couple of things about your game that's not helping with your career.
Yeah.
When you think about a successful tennis player, someone that you would perhaps look up to as a role model, what is it that the characteristics that you perceive they have that makes them successful?
Well, they obviously need the skill to play tennis,
Yeah.
and the fitness to carry that through. So
Definitely.
being physically fit to get through a match,
Mm-hmm.
but their confidence, their focus, being able to stay alert and positive, knowing what's coming at them, they can just get through that mental side of things.
Resilient?
Yep.
Yeah.
And adjust to whatever happens as the game goes on.
Yeah, okay. Great. So if we looked at these attributes that you've just identified in relation to you and your performance, how do you think they could be applied to yours, and how would you rate?
So physically, I'm fairly strong and fit, and I can get through a game no worries. I have quite reasonable skill, I think. But it's that mental side that really gets me. I start, the thoughts start wandering in my head. I have that negative talk sometimes, or that fear that I'm going to stuff it up.
Yeah. Well, let's look at these attributes, and one by one we'll place them here on our performance profile, okay? And this allows us to see how you feel about them one by one, and we can see where improvements can be made and perhaps which ones we will identify and address first.
Yep. Okay, sounds good.
Okay, great. So let's discuss what you've identified. We've got here the skill and fitness. You've scored yourself quite well with a 7 and 8 there. Positivity and focus, I notice you've got a 4s for both of those. And confidence is there for a 6. Why is that? Why?
I guess because when the pressure really builds, I lose that positivity. I get down on myself, and I'm scared I'm going to fail.
Yeah. So your focus shifts.
Yeah. And I guess I think I'm going to let my coach down, my family down, people that have helped me get to where I'm going. So, and I'm worried that I'm going to choke again. And then I start thinking about the last game that I did that I choked, and then it's like history repeating itself.
Yeah. Okay, so I get that must be very difficult for you, especially when you feel that you're letting other people down. When you find yourself in this situation, how do you physically feel? Like you say you're confident with your fitness, but are there other things that you physically feel in these moments?
Yeah, I guess I get like a knot in my gut, feels like there's a rock stuck in there. I get quite tense in my shoulders and my arms and stuff. So then, you're almost to the point where you start to feel sick, like you're going to throw up.
Yeah, I get how that would be quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So apart from these uncomfortable feelings, why is it important for you? What are your motivations to improve?
Well, I just love tennis, so I want to keep being the best athlete I can be.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's stopping me at the moment. Financially I need to keep getting better, because if I stay where I'm at, other people are just going to surpass me, and then I'm going to go down the ladder and I'll have to get a real job, and then I won't be able to enjoy the stuff, that I've been doing. So, I need to do it for financial reasons, but I just love the game.
Okay. So you need to improve your rankings for financial stability.
Yeah.
Really. That's quite a bit of pressure on you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I'm doing it because I love it. If I have to go back to a real job, then that's what would happen.
Yeah.
You know, if I didn't like tennis, that's what I'd do, but I'm doing
Yeah.
it because I love it. So the financial stuff has to come as well.
Okay, that's terrific. Now let's look at some of the physical feelings that you've associated with these stumbling blocks.
Mm-hmm.
You said the tight arms and the like that knot, that feel of that balling in your stomach. Do these sensations only happen in a game of tennis, or are there other situations where you've experienced these sorts of sensations?
Probably years ago, I remember going for my driver's test, and I probably had those sensations then. You know, nervous and all of that.
And what did you do about it then?
Well, I knew I'd done everything I could. I'd done all my driving lessons, you know, I knew how to rank, I knew the road rules, so I kind of just told myself that I got it, so, you know, that I'd be able to do it.
So you'd done your preparation, great, so you passed.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yes, and are there any other times that you've felt or feel like this?
I guess in practice, sometimes at the end of a long, hard session, I get a bit cranky and negative, and I just want to go home. So, yeah, I can start to feel that tension rising in my gut again, and, getting that stiffness in my arms.
Yeah. And have you approached this with your coach? Is your coach aware of this?
Yeah, he knows about it. He knows about it.
Does your coach make any suggestions or recommendations on these coping strategies that you could utilise during these practices?
We've kind of set up a bit of a routine where when I start to feel like it, I'll go to the back of the court, I'll stare at a fixed spot, try and take a deep breath, and refocus on that next shot that I have to make.
Excellent. And does this work for you?
Most of the time it does. Like I use it a lot in training,
Yep.
so it tends to work, and then I get through the rest of the session and go home.
Yep. And have you tried using this technique in your game situation when you're feeling those high pressure situations?
Yeah, I have, but I don't know that I do it that well. Like I think I still rush it, and I still get those negative feelings, and it just doesn't seem to fall into place.
Yeah. So if it seems as if you feel if you could control these feelings and take your time and relax, that you could overcome these stumbling blocks?
Yeah, well, I guess that's what we're aiming for. So I need that belief, and I've got to tell myself to stop choking.
Yeah. So instead of focusing on the negative, don't choke, are there other sort of more positive things that you say to yourself, like in when things are going well, like when you're feeling quite confident?
I guess I could use, that I got this, that I used in the driving test years ago. But
bring out that old chestnut.
Yeah, but I have, I try and tell myself to release, focus, and the release is to release the stress.
Yeah.
Focus then on that next shot. Yeah, so the breathing, take the deep breath, and then visualising it. That serve or shot going in. So it's like a 3-step process, I guess.
Excellent. So I think we've identified some great strategies here, but like any part of your game, consistency is the key. So we need to start using them consistently in your training and in your game plan, not just as a sometimes activity.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense. What do we do now? Let's get into it.
Well, I think we need to write down some goals.
Yep.
We need some short-term goals, some long-term goals.
Okay.
Process goals, and I think we could also might compare some of your previous games if we could watch some of that footage.
Mm-hmm.
Successful and not so successful sometimes, and we could just look at some of the outcomes, your serving outcomes. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, it's not going to be much fun. It'll obviously, bring up some of those emotions and stuff. But yeah, if it's going to help, absolutely.
Well, it may be confronting, but we'll pull it apart and look at some of your timing, the step-by-step process that you identify, the release, the focus, and in, and see if there's any major differences that we can identify and work on during pressure times, like in your practice sessions, that'll translate then into your games.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. Okay.
I'm sure you'll do great. Given that it's the off season, we'll look at having some really tough contested. We want to try and replicate those high stress situations in training. So I could speak to your coach if that's okay with you, and we'll sort of set out some strategies to address this.
Yeah, sounds great. Let's do it.
Hi Lenny, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good.
How's tennis going?
Really good, thanks. Yeah, since we last met, it's really improved. Usually during the off season I can get a bit lazy, but it has improved a lot, so it's been good.
Excellent. So in relation to your performance profile, what do you think's changed? If we look back on what we filled out last time.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, I think my skill and fitness have improved, but as a result of the gains that I've made with the positivity, the focus, the confidence, so that mental stuff that we did, I think has definitely improved.
Yeah.
And then my skill level has improved as well.
Awesome. You happy with that? Feeling pretty good?
Yeah.
Excellent. Have you had any issues or barriers following the goals and plans that we set?
No, not really. I can, be a bit lazy and not very motivated during the off season, but because I've done those other things that we talked about last time, I think that's really helped me stay on track.
Yeah.
I've managed to, keep everything recorded in my logbook so I can look back and review and that just helps me make sure that I am on the right track and that I am moving forward with the plan and everything.
Yep.
I also have little sticky notes everywhere that, just if I am feeling a bit down, that sort of motivates me. I just have little sayings on there that make me keep going. So no, it's been really good.
Yep. Do you review through your logbook at all? Or
yeah. Every now and again I flick back and, you can see where you've had a bad session and you kind of go, I'm over it. So I've managed to move on and worked out
Excellent.
What and why and how. So that's good.
And have you been able to replicate those stressful situations with your tennis game through practice?
Yeah, we've had a couple of cracker matches with one of the blokes that I have a fair rivalry with.
Yeah.
The first game he beat me, so those old feelings kind of came flooding back, and I was really worried about, was it all working? Was it worth it? How was it going to unfold? And so I sort of took myself away for a bit and had a bit of a think about it. Realised that I've got such an awesome opportunity. I've got good people around me, and I just needed to get back on the horse, so to speak, and have another crack at it. So I'm feeling a lot better about my tennis.
Okay, so were you able to pull back your focus?
Yeah, the first game I didn't, and that's when all that stuff came flooding back. But we had a repeat grudge match, and I managed to get on top of him, and again that stressful time, serving out the set and that sort of thing appeared in that game. Yes. And I managed to sort of relive those words in my head that I'm supposed to do, and it was all good.
Excellent, excellent. Sounds like you've really matured in your approach. That's excellent. You've come a long way, and it sounds like you've really come to understand the equal importance of the mental and the physical. Like you sort of can't have one without that mental toughness.
Yeah. I think the physical side and the fitness was easy and enjoyable for me, and the mental stuff was a lot tougher for me. So I probably used to put that aside a bit more.
So you're doing
now,
it every day?
Yeah.
Practicing?
So now I've incorporated it more. It's much easier, and it shows in everything else in my life as well.
Brilliant, that's great. So you feel that you've probably got more resilience now for when these barriers and things pop up in life, like they tend to do?
Yeah. So I know I'm not going to, win all the time. I know I'm going to make mistakes during the game, but I don't beat myself up about it as much anymore. I'm able to refocus and get back on track, I think.
Do we need to change any of your goals, or is everything still travelling along
Yeah, I think we're going okay.
Yeah.
You know, the season will kick off,
Yes.
and so that's probably when the stress will increase.
Yes.
And
But you're going to use that stress in a
yeah,
good way.
yeah. And if I can, if I've got you and the coach that I can call on and make sure that we are following that plan,
Yes.
then yeah, hopefully it'll be all good.
Excellent. Well, good luck.
Excellent. Thanks.
Sounds like you do really well.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank
Good.
you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.